Hey everyone, we kicked off our fall youth group season this last Sunday and it was awesome to see everybody and we had a great time. But I know sometimes you need a reminder, or some of you couldn't make it and you need just a quick update on what we talked about so you don't feel left out. So we're going to post these kind of videos every once in a while just to give you a quick update and a reminder for those of you that need it. So this last Sunday, we started talking about this interaction that Jesus had with Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus was a guy that we learn about in Luke chapter 19. And he was a short guy. I'm not lying. The Bible actually tells us he was a short guy. But he was also a tax collector. And at that time, tax collectors not only collected taxes, but a lot of times they scammed people out of even more money and kept it for themselves. So he didn't have the greatest reputation just based on what we know about tax collectors at that time. But he heard about Jesus and he goes to see Jesus. But because he's so short, he can't really see over the crowds. So he climbs up in this tree, the Bible tells us. And as Jesus is passing his way, he actually looks up in the tree and calls Zacchaeus by name. That's so important. And he says, Zacchaeus, I want to go to your house. We're going to have dinner tonight. Let's say you had your favorite band and you couldn't get front row seats. You couldn't get the backstage pass. You finally find tickets and there are standing room only in the very back. And you find something maybe you can climb up on to see better. And all of a sudden you lock eyes with the lead singer and he calls you by name and says, hey, I want to go to your house for dinner after the concert. That's like crazy, right? But that's what Jesus did for Zacchaeus. He called him by name. He called him out. And it changed Zacchaeus' life. We're going to talk more about that later this fall. But here's what I want you guys to take away from this. Jesus knows your name. God knows who you are. He knows your name. Let that sink in. For some of you, maybe that's the first time you've really heard that. For others of you, you maybe have known that for a while and you're living in that and you've accepted it. So here's some challenges for you. First of all, learn people's names. Secondly, learn how to pronounce their names. Some people have hard to pronounce names, so learn how to pronounce their names. And third, use other people's names. Use their names when you talk to them. You know how it feels when other people use your name. We need to use other people's names. And why is that so important? Because here's the most important thing from all of this. We have a God that is incredibly personal, who knows our name. But some people will never know that until we show that by also being personal. We can point people to a personal God by being incredibly personal. So I hope you take those challenges to heart and learn other people's names and start to use people's names. And for those of you that this is new information, know that God knows your name. And if you want to talk more about that, let us know. You can feel free to email us or talk to us on social media. We would love to talk to you more about the significance of God knowing your name.